watch the ballet that transpires down here in front of the pit area where the dock is, and it's tight. And I'm sure that's an interesting thing to go under the ramp there, the walkway. I remember years ago racing on Capitol Lake, right in front of the Washington State Capitol in Olympia. And we put in over by the Olympia Brewing Company, a little launch. It was down there, go across this little pond there, and then go under I-5.
So probably for the T-boats, we're still too short, and we've got a log jam here, so get in as quick as we can.
We're gonna be taking a break here for a second while they do the logistics of getting people in and out. And I will step off the mic in a minute, but go through under I-5, then we go down a long, narrow slip there, and through underneath a railroad trestle, real low. You had to lean over in the boat to do it, and finally get down into the lake. But interesting place to run, and not unlike going underneath this bridge here. I will step away for just a minute. I will be back, and we'll bring you more racing at that point. All right, the sun is starting to break through. It's probably about as cool as I remember it being here when we've raced in the last 3 years. Nice, comfortable day. I know yesterday I heard was fairly warm, but I got to tell you, I was blessed to have the tree here and the shade from that. Actually very comfortable yesterday. Almost on the edge of cool this morning, but it's warming up a little bit. Skies are lifting slightly. And so, and just to share a little information, and we were sitting around at Steve and Paula Andrews last night, and the fire alarm went off a couple different times, and succession there, and we were wondering. I asked this morning. There was a fire in town. Sounded like a structure fire, but that's what that was. So, in case any of you, because I won't sit down with everybody again probably today, but that's what that was last night. We were all kind of looking. The skies have gotten quite heavy last night with clouds and some of the smoke, and we're going, is there anything up in the hills? We're looking, just on the off chance there may have been some kind of fire, but it wasn't. Nice run by our 2.5s. Uh, folks are chasing those points, strategizing how they're going to make that all happen, and best of luck to everybody involved in that. Those are tough. They're hard-fought battles. And the other thing, and I think I saw him earlier, but Kent Meredith, if you're over there and you can hear me, Kent Meredith, Aaron or Steve Andrew, Jeff Warren, have Kent come over to where I'm announcing from, if you don't mind. And I know he's wearing a blue shirt, but there's a list. We were talking about vintage boats last night, and I have a list of over 103 boats in the region, in all forms, from stuff that's a pattern boat, some that's probably beyond patterns, to ready to run. But we were talking about boats, so if Kent's over there and can find his way over to me, I've got the list, and I'd love to share that with you. You can take a look at it, and it will bring back memories. His dad, Skip, ran a number of boats back in the day. And for those of you that know the boat Calypso 2 that Jeff Snyder drives today, his dad was a National High Point champion in that. Skip was the one that destroyed that boat. Ended its racing career way back. So if Kent is over there and gets a chance to come this way, I'd love to show that to him, because it just brings back so many memories of what guys like us grew up with back in the day.
Adjust. It's like race core flies. They need to check their prop. Gotcha. Well, the crane's swinging over to pick up Carson's T-boat. That's the last one going in the water right now. Okay, copy that.
All right, we've got one more boat to go in the water. That is Carson Kelly. And after that, sound like we have a little housekeeping to take care of. Sound like on the water. But shortly we will have our next countdown, and pretty sure I gotta get over to where my list is. I moved away from the table here to make my line of sight a little better. 1.5 T-boat, 1.5 stock T-boats. When that is completed, then we will have the E350s. When that is done, we will be through our first flight of the day, and we should be, that should be about where we want to be. We should be able to do our lunch. I think after that, probably take our break, and I will check with the referee about that, but we will take a half an hour, 45 minutes probably for our break. We will come back and then complete our afternoon second flight, ending with the E350s again. They put on a great show yesterday. Should be the same thing today. Everybody's done a remarkable job. We haven't had any incidents. Nobody getting called for any infractions. That's always incredible when that happens. I mean, when we race hard, things like that do transpire. I know it's not intentional, but it happens. So we did have the issue yesterday with the Katie Brown driven boat going on its lid yesterday here in turn 2, and Katie's fine. The boat is not in horrible shape, but they are not running that boat today. So, you know, we are blessed that there was nothing more serious. One of the reasons we have all the safety measures, that's why we have the safety equipment. You wear a life jacket, you wear a driving suit, you have a helmet, a Hans device, you have a radio, you have air in a capsule boat, and they all come into play. Give a shout out right now to all of our officials. Aaron Stevens, I think Sean Kelson's down there, probably Darren Bartell's working, doing our refereeing, Alex Ekrit down there doing our scoring, did our registration with help, and everybody on the water, all of our patrol boats, Amy Scheimer and her crew of rescue here, our divers. Thank you to everybody that does this, and another shout out to Steve and Paula Andrew for doing lunches for everybody, and actually doing dinner for a couple of us the last couple of nights. Nice to have some wonderful cooking, and we try and help Paula out, and knowing that she wants to time it so if we've got hot food, it's at its peak when we can come off the water and enjoy it. And she actually had Steve get out the fryer this morning, and we had fresh donuts at church. So lots of good stuff going on there. Great people involved in this sport. If you would like to be a part of it, apba.org. That is a place you can go to and get information. If you're here and you want more information or want to get in touch with us or be a part of it, let me know. I'm more than glad to take your information and your interest and pass that along where it needs to go. If you want a boat, holler. We'll do our best to find a project, a ready to go boat. I mean, there's a lot of boats sitting. Some are not going to come back out. We know that. Not that there's anything wrong with them. It's just life gets in the way sometimes of what we want to do. Sometimes work will stop us. Sometimes age, money, all kinds of things. But if you're interested, we will definitely do our best to get you involved. We got a couple of volunteers yesterday. My one fan who lives over here, she and her husband were back over, and they are going to be involved in the near future with us with a patrol boat and possibly on land with some help. So if you're interested, come and see us. We'd love to invite you into the family. Just waiting to hear that we're ready for countdown. And as I say, we'll get this heat in. We'll get our 350s in the water. And that will complete.
Ready for a countdown.
All right. They are ready for their countdown. Also shout out to our EMTs that are here. They did their job yesterday when we had our insert.
Boats are ready.
Checked out our driver.
And coming up on your countdown.
All right, here we come with our countdown.
All right, coming up on the countdown for 1.5 stock. The clock is set at 4:10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Green flags on the course.
All right, green flag on the course. 4 minutes, until the actual start. 1.5 stock, designated by the letter T, hence T-boat. All right, we will call them out as they come around turn 2 once they come up from turn 1 down the back chute. 3 boats abreast coming through right now. Looks like I count 5 or 6 out there. Know a little more here in a moment. Six boats on the water. All right, first boat by. That is the 3. Matt Henshaw inside in the 1. Haley Scarborough outside. Carson Kelly. And the boat just went dead. The lid is up. That means he's not got an emergency, just not running. They may, depending on their thinking, may black flag this. I hope not. But that is not a position.
33 is in a bad spot and will
33, excuse me.
Come on, crank.
Black flag on the course, and it was the 33. I am sorry about that. Brady Brackett and the...
Black flag's the course. Black flag's the course.
All right, black flag on the course. See Madden slowing down as he comes down. They will proceed.
Race course. Send them back to the dock.
They will proceed at a reduced rate. Off the course, being vigilant of where everybody else is, such as patrol boats. One of the things we have to do with our patrol boats, you have to be very vigilant of where everybody is out there. Well, if it wasn't for tough luck, Brady wouldn't be having any at all right now. Just not his year at all. But it's going to be a great boat, and everything once they get sorted out. This is an experimental engine that they're working with, and they have had plenty of issues, and that's never how you want to be. But I know from that they will probably be much stronger, and everything as they move forward. Remember the first day that Brady came out and he was driving the 333 then at Lawrence, and some of the mistakes that happened and little things, nothing major, but he still won for the weekend, which you just don't do as a rule when you first step into these things. It maybe tainted it a little bit, but...
All right, Kip, turn them around. We're getting the Zodiac over here to grab the 33.
All right, got the Zodiac going down. They're going to get the 33, get Brady back out of the way. They will turn the boats, send them back out on a countdown, probably be a 3-minute gun this time, or 3-minute flag. It's old school. Got very used to saying that for many years back in the day. The other thing, if you're one of our spectators this weekend and you've got a question, come and see me. Let me know. I may not be able to talk, but I'll have you write down your question. I'll try and answer it for you. Had a number of them yesterday, and we will go ahead. Gentleman just came up and he's got a question. In fact, if you want, go ahead and ask me. Fair question, and I haven't talked about that. It is probably between it's probably about 1 mile. It is not a certified measured course at this point. It's a matter of going out and dropping buoys and making it look good and fit, because we have issues with milfoil. We have some rock ledges that are in the river here. So that's exactly what it is. I know last year we had maybe a little longer course last year. Kip was able to set one up, and I'm guessing the water depth is maybe a little lower this year. So that is where we are in that. But again, if you have a question, come and see me. I'll try and get you an answer. I can't always do it. Can't always talk to you at that time, but love to.
Justin Weymouth just said key boats are all good to go for the restart once we get the 33 out of the way. Yeah, we're just going to drag the 33 to the shoreline right now, and then we'll send them.
All right. As soon as they get the 33 in out of harm's way, they will have a countdown again. We will have that for you as soon as we get there. Thank you all for being here. I hope you're having a great Sunday. Not that far from being a Sunday afternoon, but enjoy your day, and hopefully we are entertaining. Definitely don't want to be boring. We have our safety patrol out there. We have tow. We have rescue. And again, entrance pin to exit pin at each end of the course where the turn is. That is called the DMZ. And you do not take race boats in there. That is the water area of our rescue, safety and rescue.
This towboat here and send them. Yeah, we're going to try to hold him and getting the communication to the driver.
All right. Just listening in on the radio as the referee's directing traffic. All right.
Well, it looks like he's coming to the end dock anyway, so let's just get him back in here, and then we'll send this fleet.
All right. So he's just about back to the dock with the 33 Brady bracket, and won't be very long. We'll be ready for our countdown. So.
On par for our previous conversation.
All right, he is.
T-boats are ready, and we've got a clear path to the race course.
All right, Kip Brown working from the dock, letting our referee know where we are and that we have a clear course. And they're working on our countdown right now. They've got the clock reset.
All right, coming up on our countdown for the restart of Heat 1 for 1 point stock. The clock is set at 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. Green flags on the course.
All right, green flag, and as you heard our referee say, it is a 4-minute countdown again. We had to restart them yesterday, and we went to a 3-minute on that. It is 4 minutes right now. And that can be a real problem for folks if they're not used to making that transition from one to the other. A minute might not seem like a lot, but when you're used to running 4 minutes in your warm-up and setting your marks, and you go a minute less, you can get all fouled up. And that's where the radio people come into play, and will orchestrate whether you need to cut the course to get across the other side, from back to front, or whether you continue on around, whether you go at speed, whether you go slower, and then you have to take into account what kind of a starting procedure do they run, because everybody's doing something different. Some people want to hit it full tilt from the outside. Some want to be on the inside no matter how slow they have to go. They think it's that imperative for them to have that lane. And as I say, they're all different. So you see them all coming around. That 51, the yellow and white boat, that is the T51. That is Doug Shelton. The 333 is Rob Johnson. Coming up that back chute, the first boat should be Madden Henshaw in the 3, JJW Racing. And if I am not mistaken, that's Carson Kelly cutting the course down the far end. And that means that this is the one of Haley Scarborough, owned by Steve Waldy out of Discovery Bay, California. Okay, 1 minute. Well, Madden Henshaw has decided that he wants lane 1. He brought it up here and parked it. Carson Kelly is back going into turn 2. And he has parked it. You can see just a little bit of a prop wash behind as the other boats are coming up the back chute right now. 5 boats for the start of this heat. Got a lot of time to use up before we can get to that start. We'll see how fast the 3 accelerates. And down like 20 seconds, we'll have our countdown here momentarily to the start.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. Start's under review.
Start is under review. That means it was close. You saw Madden going real slow. You saw some other people that were full throttle in that area. And the coloration on the boat out front looks to be Carson Kelly. I cannot verify that for you, but that's what it appears. All right. Looks like Carson inside. Haley Scarborough outside. Madden Henshaw in third in the 3. Doug Shelton, T51, fourth. Rob Johnson in the 333 in 5th place. And we will hear more from our referee as we get review of the start photo, see where they stand. And at this point, that's anybody's guess. The one getting by just a little bit on the outside over Carson Kelly inside. Carson taking the shorter distance around. Have a Jones outside. You have, excuse me, that could be a Henderson. I got to look again as they come back in. Carson in a Stoddiker. We have 2 Stoddikers out there for sure. We've got some other types of boats involved. I know Brady's is a Jones. Not sure what the 333 of Rob Johnson is. Boat that's owned by Brandon Cushing. Cannon Cushing, the driver that would be in it if they were not running outboards this weekend. You see the one is taken over the lead, moved out in front. Got about a 5 boat length lead. The 3 is in 3rd place. You see Douglas Shelton hit the turn there, hit a little bit of a roller. Boat takes a couple of hops, settles back down and gets it turned, and away they go. Rob Johnson and the 333 coming through right now. And as you can see, that is a little bitty tiny boat. Very, very short. Haley Scarborough 1-1. Carson Kelly. Should be Madden Henshaw in the 3. Doug Shelton, 4th place in the T51. That is also another very small boat. All right, Rob Johnson coming through right now in the 333. All right, your winner in the 1, Haley Scarborough, and is noted by the number 1, National High Point last year. Great job with that boat. Carson Kelly in the 8. All right, the 3, Madden Henshaw. 4th place, T51, excuse me, Doug Shelton. Nice job with all these young folks. And Rob Johnson